What's going on, traders? It looks like this market said, forget Mitch's RSI. We're hanging up out here. Let's get to it at the close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, Joel, how was your day? I know that you had some fun on the webinar. Long day for sure.
Scratchy voice Hanover, man. I did a lot of talking. Thanks everybody that participated. But I'm gonna leg it out here. The final 27 minutes. Probably let you do a lot of talking here. I'm just thinking. I don't know if I'm trying to stay on the bull train because I'm really bullish, or I just like to take the other side of you and Dennis's arguments.
I think it might be a little mix of those right there.
I'm like, yeah, you guys are pounding me, and I'm like the perma bear hides under his desk. Dennis talks about cash. I'm not, man. I have way too much. I have way too much cash on the way up and on the way down. But anyways, Mitch made a great point when he was talking to y'all this morning. Could we get to Monday's low? And I talked about that. And was it not only Monday's low, interday low was 57.75. Your low yesterday was 55, and they pressed it. They were pressing, and they couldn't get there. And then the bulls came back, reasserted control. Will we get a new all-time closing high today? I don't think so. That has to be above 4307.75. But we surely could get our second highest close of the rebound. And all we need above that is 98.25. Crude, Mitch battling back with my bearish call. I did identify a double bottom for you. And this is giving a big old boost to oil stocks. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Gold just kind of hanging out down 280. 1773.90. Silver in the red by 20 cents, 1953. Bitcoin in the green by 185 at 23,415. Ethereum futures, they're in the green, $36, 1874.50.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into the trading action. First, let's go to just what led up, right? What got us back? Everybody always asks the question, why is the rallying continuing? Well, the first thing that Joel and I always talk about is what did the leadership do today, right? Not even this one. We'll look at the leadership because leadership is so important, especially when they're either partaking in the rally or not partaking in the rally. Yesterday, we were watching them and they weren't really kind of partaking in the bounce back. And that's why we saw a little bit more of that kind of red action towards the close. And then today you saw what? Apple just did not want to turn around. It said, forget fast money. I'm feeling bullish today. Take a look at that Apple chart and watch. You'll see it. It just did not want to go down today.
What did we do? Yeah, let's set up. I didn't even look at the technicals on this one. Did we even get to yesterday's low? Let me take a look. Let me go to my trusty data window here and see what we have in relation to yesterday's low. No, look at that. I mean, look how highly correlated. Well, let me see here. Now the daily. Look how highly correlated this is. Your top component in the S&P, making up 7% of the S&P. The S&P tries to go down to the previous day's low, 72.57, just like the SPOOs, and it turned back at 73.12, now this is interesting, and I've seen this trick before. Not making a new high for the move. That was a pretty fluffy 176.15 print. But we may be making a new high close for the move. 74.55 is what we got to close above. And that's all that I care about. But yeah, we talked about it yesterday. Some of the tech was lazy, perking its head up today, but we got other things leading us back to 4,300.
Yeah, and one thing that I did see, of course, what were we thinking was maybe going to crack, right? A lot of that was probably the technology names. Well, look at Nvidia's chart. That's not showing any crack right there. That's showing them right back up there on the daily. And interesting look if we could really close above 190s, at least in my eyes, in the next couple of days.
They care.
We're right back.
They didn't care. Actually, Kathy bought the dip on this one, right? She did pretty good. The other thing that we talked about during the event today was, Dennis basically gave us his game plan for next week, and and Nvidia's reporting next week. And yeah, they came out. They said this, that, and the other thing. Look what Walmart did. So you got a positive market, right? You got some positive alpha. Ooh, look at this Walmart alert! Red alert to Walmart traders. You do 138 and a quarter. You split the last three lows. You stay above that, you get into the gap. But back to Nvidia. This has historically been a strong stock. Has pulled back from its all-time high. Gave the warning. They bought the dip. I don't know. You can fight the market for you Nvidia traders out there, maybe playing this for a pre-earnings run, but not going into the report. What do we got? Well, the actual high of the move comes in at 193, 193.02. What is that? What we got? 192.74. Then a couple pesky 193, baby. Keep an eye on that potential upside target over the next couple of days for Nvidia.
All right, let's go now towards one of the areas that really started catching at least some action towards the upside. We pointed towards the futures of oil, but definitely some of these oil stocks continuing the strength today. One of the ones that we don't look too often, I did trade XOM, so let's not even talk about that one. Let's talk about different ones that we don't cover too often. Look at this one, EOG.
Oh, EOG. I remember that one. Going back, let's see. Let's take I got the OG. I forgot about the E. Tighter range. This one's not.
Oh, you got G up there. EOG. The battle's on to get a ticker in there. Not one that we cover often, but I wanted to cover it. It's not like it's small.
It's perking up. It had the gap and go. Making a new. This is a little bit of a different chart here. I'm not standing in the way of it. Got a couple highs. This is what you want to hold out. Well, you got 119.35, but the next day it made a high at 21.35. So that's it. That'd be a target, continuing to roll north. Maybe first of a 2-day move here. I had a little update yesterday, and now really tacking it on, having a good day. So like the way it looks. Couldn't have got a gap fill. You had to pay up a quarter. The top of yesterday's range, 14.50. Today's low, 14.76.
Don't fight Warren. That's all I got to say. And I don't think anybody should be fighting Warren. And he's doing well. At least in my eyes. Whoever his technical analyst is, though, call him my way, because he's definitely been doing good on those buys, on those dip buys, especially towards the 57. Now up back towards 65.
Yeah. Well, what's the number there, Mitch? I know you're going to get this in 1.98 seconds.
It's
what's 5-star resistance? If not, you're fired.
5-star resistance. There's a couple of touches where 66.07.
You just saved your job.
16, 65.90s. There's 66.05. We need to get through that 66 level. Okay. And also, I like the monthly outlook too there, right? It's not only the daily outlook. Look at that monthly outlook. You get above that, and I'm sure the weeklies probably coexist also with that same level. And that's what we talk about, multi-time frames coming into play. When traders get caught with different traders, that's how I call it. When the day traders are looking at this because it's in a bullish setup, the daily traders, swing traders, and things like investors out there are getting caught up on that 66, trying to get it through those levels. And then even longer, investors are like, yeah, let's go. Monthly chart looking good here. Let's close up towards the 70 on the month. And we'd be looking really great on that monthly. So that's what I look for all the time. When we can get those multi-time frames to line up, then you got a lot of traders looking in one direction. That can always help trading with the herd, especially when the herd is taking the price action. All right, let's go towards some other stocks out there. One of the areas that I saw get some lift today, and it's something to just keep on watch. I have been seeing some of these basic materials coming back. Now, one area that is starting to come back is coal. Take a look at BTU. BTU is probably the favorite. Another one that I will give you guys is a little higher price one is AMR. Those are my two favorites to trade in coal.
Yep, clear target coming up on this one. The high from earlier in the week, 57.99. This one, the old American Airlines ticker. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, we can set this up of a fib number. Oh boy, we're through the 50% retracement. Forget about that. But man, you came back and filled the gap one time in June, and now you're coming back up to that area. So you can't really call the 2-day move when it's the first day of a move. So let's see. Oil keeps going. Let's see if AM or at oil. What am I thinking? If the coal stocks keep going, boom. There's your target, and another one. If in fact you could break out over that monthly high, boom, 168.69. That's a little too far away for me to talk about, though.
Yeah, interesting to see some of these come back. Of course, keep your eyes on some other basic materials. Now let's go towards the earnings stocks that reported yesterday after the close or this morning. Let's go to Cisco. First one up. It tried to get towards that 50. See if we can get back up there.
Kind of a lot of confluence here. We talked about it. We talk about the pre-market high, right? And I get old penny and I go, 49.86. And you know what? Triple D says 50. What about 50? So there you go. You go right there in the regular session. Is the move done yet today? I don't know. I mean, come on. These things have had continuation moves after the earnings. Clear out that 50 seller. And then I noticed that, I talked about this bar right here. This was a big bar. This was your bar before it got whacked after earnings, all the way up to 50.47. Oh, these people. Well, these people, they're stuck. They're almost getting their money back. All these people that went through the ups and downs and the long consolidation. So we'll keep an eye on that. Actually, I'll give you, there's two highs in the same area. I can't ignore it. 50.42, 50.70, 50.47, and 50.72.
Now, one thing that I've been thinking about, and it's something that I think we always kind of look at, is what's up with growth, what's up with value, right? Are we starting to see rotation here? And I think that sometimes this could actually keep up the market, right? I mean, as long as we get rotating, we're buying up some more. Why not keeping up the market here? Let's take a look. What we can compare this to, of course, is we can look at some like the XLF there. We can look at ARC as a measurement. Yep. And you're starting to see some weakness in ARC. And I tried to relate to this yesterday that what's bringing ARC down, right? A lot of it is some software names and then the healthcare turnaround that we're starting to see. Really, this is where I would point to a lot because what was the talk for the last 2 months? A lot of it was biotechs, doing really well. Well, rotation's starting to go away. You could clearly see it in the Moderna chart, how strong it was in the last 2 months, and look at the last 3 days. In 3 days, we're down over 15%. And that, to me, shows me rotation away.
Yeah, for this one, we tried to outline it for you. You had a period of consolidation, 170, 180 here. You broke down, you came back, you blew through it, came back in. Not quite your 8 days of consolidation, but 6 days of consolidation. You had no business being long this when it went through 170. Coming into an area of lows here, 146.84. Didn't quite get there in that session, but that would be 48.26. If this is going to provide a base and turn around to go back up, I look for it in this 146, 149 area for Moderna. But part of the rotation. What about Teledocs, TDOC? She's got a lot of that. That's coming back down too. But ARC, I mean, we don't have. I think I set this one up for you too, folks. I talked about the 49.40 area. You had 4 out of 5 lows in the same area. Couldn't do it. Couldn't hold it. Boom. Actually took it out yesterday and continuing lower. I don't know if this has date with wow. Let's see 46. If this is just like a little pullback and Kathy's going back to triple digits, I think you come down, your next whole number comes in. They're not going to let it get to 44 because it's going to go to 46 and it's going to stop and then it's going to put in a couple Kathy lows and then it's going to turn around and go back up. But that's what I'm looking at in ARKK. Big move off the low, having a little bit of a retracement. We'll see how long it lasts.
She owns a lot in biotech. She owns a lot in diagnostics and research and a lot of software names. So keep those on your radar if you're looking at them. Now, one area that I have been seeing starting to come on up, and it's been kind of 2-3 days now, is Kroger getting off the bottom, some grocery stores lifting here and having some good price action today, especially Kroger going into the close. We also saw Sprouts yesterday, both having really good days today.
Yeah, this is a favorite of Lalo G in the PreMarket Prep Plus. He actually got the breakout on the Walmart day, that 47.70 area. Missed it with the gap fill, but back up, making a new high here. I had the line in the sand at 49.35. It's taking that out. It's closing above it. But this is Kroger, right? So what do? You look for the next daily high, 50 and a quarter. It's inching its way up there. You need a good market. You need, other favorable conditions, but that's where it looks where it's going. Nice couple day move. Not much of a consolidation yet. Nick's dad is that why is Tesla so detached for the SPY price action? I'll give my answer, and then I'll let Mitch give his answer. But what do you want? I mean, from its July low, it went to 650 to 950. I'm no mathematician, but the S&P has not had that same kind of percentage appreciation. So it's just taking a little bit of a breather. That's the only reason I would say it's lagging a little bit, but it could easily play catch up. And I think it had, it ebbs and flows. And today it's not your leader, but if you were following this off the July low and looking at it to the S&P, and you got a pretty good clue to what the market was going to do.
Yeah, I would say about that in Tesla that it held the 900 today. Yeah, as long as I talked about that level on live trading, if it could hold the 900 today,
yeah,
it's okay. As long as it can keep up there, I don't see it as a bad chart. Look at the 60-minute chart on the bottom left. You see some bottoming there right around the 900. Where did we come up from in the after hours? From right around that 900. Went up to 940s. In my eyes, even if it wicks down there at 900, but we're not making that move towards 850s and 800, we're looking pretty good here.
You want to know how sneaky?
That 850.
Yeah, you want to know how sneaky Tesla is here? Look at this gap fill yesterday. You had a gap, 0369, 0048. Look at that, snuck right in there, 0010. Filled the gap, turned up, closed at 11.99. I'm not loving this chart. I'm not loving this chart. Just the price action today. I would say I'll go with you, Mitch. 900. I think the complexion of the stock changes if you breach 900. We'll see what Musk tweets or what Musk does, and that always affects the stock. He did sell like $7 trillion worth of stock or whatever, so he's trying to sell high. Keep an eye on 900 on the upside. If I was long this thing, I would have been looking for the high close of the move at 27.96, but I wouldn't have got that because it stopped at 1969. And you know what that was? That was the year the Mets won the World Series, the Jets won the Super Bowl.
That's never happening again.
And we put a man on the moon. And you know what else happened in 1969?
What happened, Joel?
Michigan beat Ohio State.
Oh!
Ohio State was the number 1 ranked team in the country for like a year and a half. They had a 22-game winning streak going. And it was Michigan 24, Ohio State 12. And my favorite announcer, Bob Ufer, used to say, from the Mets to the Jets to the man on the moon. It's Michigan, 24 Ohio State 12. One of my worst tangents ever with you, Mitch, but I like the way you put your hand up like that. You're like, oh my God, where's he going with this one? But
Where
that's
are we
okay.
going?
We're leaking. We are leaking. We are leaking. The boat, there's a hole in the
Oh, it's
bottom
not
of the
too
boat.
bad. Even the
Get
bear is
out.
telling you it's not too
RSI's
bad.
turned. Women and children's accounts first. We're going down.
On that Tesla though, look what will happen today when we close. There'll be now a low at 910 and now a low at 916. Reason why we're looking at
900.
that level, right?
I have
900, right?
I have a small long-term position in that from a long time ago that Lisa will never let me sell. But if it took out 900, I mean, there's just not much there. There's not much there. I think it's market dependent too, but I don't know. It feels kind of weak. It feels kind of. I mean, it's weak today, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Maybe maybe whatchamacallit sold some more stock.
Who knows, right? I
Yep.
mean, I didn't want to look at the meme stocks today. I feel like we've been doing too much on them. Just realize they didn't go up today, guys. They didn't go up today, but the market did. So, I mean, that kind of is a good sign, right? The memes letting up a little bit and the market going up a little bit. I mean, honestly, I'm not touching these anymore, even though I played it in the 1080s, going up to the 14s. I also know when the getting's good, and sometimes you got to get on out, right? Because now playing this thing is just it's just playing with fire, right?
Well, what if this dude dumps his whole position?
Then you don't got no more fire.
Yeah.
You went to the cold ages. You went to the ice ages.
And if he dumped it, I don't think he's getting back in. And so this is just me postulating here. He didn't buy it so good, right? On a couple of occasions, I know a lot of the spikes up are him buying it, and I think he just loaded the boat down there, $5-6, $7, and he's like, "I'm gonna get this thing back in the 20s, and I'm out." And I think that's what happened. I think he's going to disclose that he's out, and who knows? That's just I don't know. I'd like to hear from Ryan how he's going to turn the company around and how Triple BY is going to get rid of all that those big stores or whatever. But enough time spent on the meme stocks. 6 minutes into the close, coming back down 42.85. Couldn't get up to that magic 4,300 level.
Finally, I can say it. I think real estate finally turned. It finally started turning there. You guys can look at Lennard or maybe Toll Brothers, but there was, of course, some numbers out today. Previously owned homes fell nearly 6% in July compared to June, and according to a monthly report from the National Association of Realtors. And of course, more and more starting to get into that concern of the housing market recession. Builders are not building houses. Of course, this is not going to help out. And you guys are starting to see a little bit of crack. What do you see on that chart?
Well, you faded me on the housing, and rightfully so, back when it was at higher prices. But what these guys there's been a tremendous undersupply of new housing in our country, and then it was really greatly accelerated by the pandemic. And I think what these home builders are doing to get through the ebbs and flows is they could be building more houses, but they're not. They don't want to get caught, in a situation with oversupply. They kind of have the upper hand here. We do need to replace the housing in our country. I mean, who needs these big colonials when you have people with one kid? These mansions. I don't know. So I try and remain bullish. I see the turn that you're talking about. Three tops in the same area. Now you're bearing down. You're having a weak session, 85.22. Must hold tomorrow. I'm not talking about, I mean, right there, the low. We'll split those two lows. We'll call it 85.30. I don't think there's going to be much of a cushion here at 83.79. I think you can see lower prices. Think you may have a turn here. I agree with you. In Lennar, and then this one that I like to file, TPH. Ooh, running into wall 19 there. They build a little bit smaller houses.
All right. I did see in the chat they wanted to take a look at LNG. Is the run over soon? Well, I mean, I don't know what else we could get here.
This is the gas play, right?
Yeah, gas play.
I don't know what's going on with this, but you know what? Look at your natty gas.
That was a hard battle today. I actually got caught in that UNG
I knew
today.
it. I know it.
You knew it. You knew it, Joe.
It's going, baby. We're going. We're going to $10. No, you're not. You're not going to $10.
You got to be quicker than that.
Yeah, this is a tough chart. What you need to do, and I'm not, because LNG, the chart looks really strong. What you need to do here, and you haven't done this since you've got up, you sniffed this 950 level. You got to make 9 support, like really strong support, and show that they're buyers at 9, and then, have some closes, 930. Well, I see the high close is 9.329. You need to build the base at 9. That's what I'm thinking here. It hasn't done that. It didn't do that in what month is this? It didn't do that in May. It didn't do it in June. It didn't do it in July. Will it do it in August?
All right, I see a name mentioned in the chat. Big Nick, what I'll tell you, we're not going to take a look at that ticker, but what I would tell you is look at some other oil providers and oil gas, and there weren't the only ones that were running today. I wouldn't necessarily say mean, but if you're interested in those stocks, you can take a look at like TEL and INDO, but we're not going to cover them here. Let's keep on moving. One that we are going to be watching, of course. How did Canadian Solar do today? Because I was wondering.
Let me look.
All right.
I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna go with the continue. There was a pre-market high. If it took that out, it have a nice continuation rally. If it didn't, it faded.
It didn't even phase it one bit there, Joel. It went right out the gates.
It didn't even blink at that. One thing, folks, if you're not trading any of the pre-market, you're not trading any of the stuff that we talk about, keep your eye. Wow, that blew away 42 like it was standing still. What was the low of the session? 41.69. What was the open in this thing? The open was probably right there too. Boom. 42.02. Just one way to potentially play these things when they gap up. Open 42.02. Hey, you don't want to mess behind it at 42.02. But look, when it came back through that open, let's just drill down. I bet you that happened in less than 5 minutes. Yeah, look at that. Let's see if it happened in 4 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. Nah, I got to go back. Let's see if it happened in 3 minutes. Let's see. I just want to see how quick you got to be on these. 3 minutes. Wow. I'm not going to do 2 or 1 and bore you. Okay. They pressed it into the close. People thought we were going to go back to unchanged. We didn't. We got a pop. This is our 3rd all-time closing high in the S&Ps, building a wall of 4,300. Options expiration tomorrow. Tune in to Pre-Market Prep, and we'll guide you through your trading day.
Hold on. We just got a kind of a donation here. I want to catch it really quickly. I have to read it. Don't think that this rally is created by institutional ones. Later pull the rug to all the retailers, especially when winter begins in Europe and gas goes parabolic. Hey, Alonso, if gas goes parabolic, we'll definitely have a different environment. We've been looking to see if inflation is going to top out. So that will be a driver, definitely. And the Fed's in control, right? I mean, that's really what it is here, is what's going to happen in the Fed. A lot of people are starting to think that the Fed is seeing inflation peak and that they're not going to be so into the hawkish tune when it comes into September. We'll see what happens there.
That's almost a $10 tip from Alonzo Vega.
Oh, you looked it up.
I do all the currency calculations in my head.
Oh, I see you, Joel. Yeah.
It's the is that a Bitcoin or no? It's PEN, whatever the heck. Peruvian. The Peruvian dollar. Yes, we'll get your Peruvian dollar. Put it this way, Alonzo. There's a whole hell of a lot of reasons why this market should be going down.
Yeah.
And it's not. Okay.
That's why you're seeing the flips.
Yep. So that's what you do. So you got expiration tomorrow. We'll have Tim on. Maybe they kept it pumped up to this expiration. They'll do a little rug pull early next week, and then they'll ramp it up. You got the quad witch. I'm going to stick with this bullish hat on until the numbers tell me that I'm wrong. It was a tough day to make money from the long side with the dips in the morning. If you held on too late, you got clipped at the end. But a lot of bad things out there, and the market won't go down. So we'll
see what
let
happens.
you know when it does. Great job, Mitch. Thank you.
We'll be here tomorrow, guys, on Pre-Market Prep. Catch us tomorrow. Thank you, Joel, like always. Have a great one. I'm going to bring you guys over now to Cannabis Insiders. Don't miss it, guys. We're going to talk about some cannabis stocks that have been moving. We'll take a look at what catalysts have hit the cannabis industry, and stay tuned for our Cannabis Capital Conference that will be coming out of Chicago. I know if you guys want to go ahead and check that on out, we'll make sure that they talk about it on the show. Give you guys the link and maybe a special discount. I'll talk to the guys, see what I can do for you. Come on over to Cannabis Insider. Let's see what happens in this market. And before you get on out of here, do me the favor, definitely smash up those likes and support the show. That's how we keep Benzinga free for you guys and show up every single day to bring you guys nothing but the best. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hit the like, of course. Look at those. Drown me in those likes. Let's go, guys.